they must have tweaked the AI in Alexander, because look, the Scythians have actually come down here and tried to bottle me up. So that's really a much needed improvement that they must have made in the AI in this game. However, the bad side is that the Scythians have come within range of the towers of my gates, and so basically I get a free unlimited amount of ammunition here to use against them. And the other bad thing that they did in the AI tweak, yes, they did well in making the Scythians come try and bottle me up, but they didn't make it to where they actually came up and rushed me at the gates. That would have taken away my ability to fight in formation, and the Scythians probably could have actually won this battle accordingly. But now that they've let all of my infantry out of the gates, all I have to do is simply spread my men into a much wider formation, since they've allowed me. And that I'm going to do. And unless they rush me at this point, which they're not, they're actually starting to run away. Or at least reform. I'm surprised they didn't run up that hill. That's usually what the computer does, is they'll run up the hill. In any case, I've got my my troops reformed at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and put my phalanx troops into phalanx formation. And I really don't need my cavalry at the moment, and I'm just going to start marching my men forward. A very slow, methodical fashion here. And my troops should be able to one-on-one defeat the Scythians in an infantry engagement, so that's why I'm not overly worried. And I'll go ahead and pull my cavalry out. Yeah, the Scythians are retreating. Big surprise there, or at least reforming, which still is no surprise because the computer always does stuff like that. So my high pacifists over here are going to be the first to get involved in the engagement, and I'm needing to find an area to get my my cavalry through the lines. The barbarians have spearmen all over, so I think I'll go ahead and assist by doing a quick strike right here on these barbarian spearmen, and maybe we can knock them out of the fight and save our high pacifists. Looks like they held against that charge just fine. Now my phalanx troops are going to fare much better. I'm going to take them out of guard mode. Some of them got disorganized on their assault here. It looks like we have some troops routing though on this other flank. One unit of my high pacifists were successful in routing their foes. That's all that we really needed. And I'll run in some cavalry strikes here. That'll help break the barbarian spearmen in that area. But at this point, I'm just going to take my cavalry back here and chase down all these routing Scythian troops, because I want to destroy as many of them as I can. This is a rather large army. You can see that they're all bunched up against my phalanxes now, and my phalanx are not in guard mode, so they're going to be causing a lot of damage. So we massively defeated the Scythian army there, but he retreated up into this area. So I'm sure that I'll have to take the opportunity to destroy him at a later time. And there's another Scythian army up here, but of course it's much smaller. Now the Persians outside of Tyre are kind of angering me, so I'm going to beat them back real quick. And of course they do an instant retreat. And I'm going to step this general outside the city and recruit up some mercenaries to help hold the city so that I can take Alexander and leave. Now this is going to cost a lot of money, but it'll be temporarily worth it, because now I can, like I said, I can take Alexander's army out of the fight, and I'm going to go ahead and start moving him towards the next major city in our path here, which would be Babylon, I believe. So here we go. We're going to take Alexander and set him on the path to Babylon.
Attack! Out of move, sir.
And we're going to take this general and leave him to take care of the city of Tyre. And we'll go ahead and start training some real Macedonian troops to hold the city, rather than just these crappy barbarian units. but even the crappy barbarian units will be good enough to hold against their armies temporarily. So looks like it's time to end another turn. Apparently there's a big storm that killed some of my soldiers. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Looks like the Persians backed off of Tyre a little, which is fine with me.
Attack!
Alright, well on the way to Babylon now. And what we're going to do is go ahead and every turn where I recruit a unit of hoplites, we're going to disband a unit of these mercenary troops that cost me extra income. You can see that my money is much lower at this point because now I have a whole lot more troops on the map and my upkeep costs are starting to rise. So I need to take some of my troops and use them to go conquering. Let's see, it looks like my ships were the ones that suffered the losses there. And I have a pretty nice army here, and a young commander. Let's see how old both my commanders. Both my commanders are relatively young. But I'm going to take this young commander and march north into Scythian territory.
Move out.
Apparently the Scythians have a town somewhere up here in the woods. Not sure exactly where, but we'll find them. And Byzantium will be able to take care of itself at this point. I also have a decent army amassing here in Halicarnassus and Sparta. I do have the Persian navy down here, though, that I'm going to have to beware of.
Ready.
Let's go ahead and move.
Combining fleet.
Our fleets down here, we'll combine them and build a trireme, retrain. We're starting to have a decent-sized navy, but it's not going to be anything spectacular. Let's see. I think we're set pretty much everywhere else. Tyre needs me to do some building, and we don't have a whole lot of money, so we'll go ahead and build that temple there. That'll help make the people happier. And let's go ahead and end this turn. You can see that I'm gathering income at a much slower rate now. Like I said, because I have a huge number of troops in my cities, and I probably don't need that many. So what you can do to help save a little bit of money is we'll go through and disband a few units here and there. Units that I'm not going to need anyway. That'll help save some cost. Yeah, just like these skirmisher units are worthless, I don't need them around. Alright, like I said, I have a good number of troops here. In Sparta, I have a decent little navy going. Let's go ahead and train a few more ships. In fact, I'm going to need quite a few more ships to be able to defeat the Persian navy. Of course, they have left my site, so I might just train a couple more and just try and get my troops landed here in Egypt area, and then the whatever they're doing with their troops won't really matter at that point. Let's see, let's take our troops in the north, see if we can find the I'm guessing that if oh well, this is the whole province up here, so there's going to be a Scythian city somewhere up in this area. We'll just keep marching until we find it. Alright, and Alexander should still be on his way to Babylon, which will be our next major city to capture. I'm going to leave this city out here for my army that moves through the south. And like I said, I'm going to take Alexander straight up the center here. And there are a significant number of Persians in the area of Babylon, but I'm going to assume that they're going to be low quality and easily defeated. And here's my chance to try and prove that, as I am attacked by 1,700 Persians. They do have some immortals and some decent cavalry, but otherwise they're going to be, well, these Mardian archers will be a real threat. I'll have to get rid of them, but I have the cavalry advantage for sure. Anyway, I'll show you some highlights. Here we are in the battle, Here's kind of an overhead view of what's about to happen. I've spread out my large army, and I'm just going to go take the Persians head on, and then I'm going to run my cavalry immediately to the rear and start to destroy the Persian cavalry and the Mardian archers that are going to pose the biggest threat to my army. Not so much as in they'll be able to defeat me, as they will just be able to cause me a large amount of arrow fire type damage. So I'm going to pick all my infantry at this point. There's already some action taking place. I'm going to just go ahead and march my infantry forward. Got my my cavalry on both flanks. Go chase down those Persian peltasts. And I've got all my infantry here in the center that I've got to put into phalanx formation now. You can see that I overlapped the Persian army, which is perfectly fine. And we should soon be seeing massive routs in the center of the Persian army. Some Persian spearmen there set up, trying to destroy my cavalry. This is actually where Alexander's at the moment also. Oh, those are immortals that my cavalry are locked up on. That's not good. You can see there's already a pretty massive Persian rout going on, and I just need to deal with all these Mardian archers, like I said, because they're going to be the biggest threat to my men as far as casualties are concerned. But the rest of the Persians will be easily defeated. So this is a big disorganized battle. The computer fights a little bit different on the Alexander expansion than it does in regular Rome Total War, and that's because, as some of you pointed out, they made some tweaks in the AI. Okay, that's not an actual Persian general here, though, so I'm not too concerned about trying to kill him. Looks like some of the Persian troops are coming back from routing, and I'll just quickly hit them and knock them out of the battle. Apparently they had a lot of Persian peltast as well as the Mardian archers. So the Persian army is in complete disarray, as their infantry pretty much just insta-routed. Some more Persian peltast there. Apparently there's some Mardian archers still on the field too, because my men are suffering some arrow casualties. And here my high pacifists were surrounded, but I was able to lend some cavalry support to them. And we routed off all the Persian units there. The Persian general's still running around, and that's because he's a missile cav unit. And so he's basically going to run around like an idiot, trying to avoid contact with my cavalry. In fact, here he is retreating from the battlefield. That would probably be typical Persian tactics. Just simply retreating. There are some Persian infantry troops left up here, probably just because I haven't been paying attention to the infantry fight. There we go. Alright, well, this battle is over. There's really nothing else going to happen here. So, you can see that large Persian army was defeated with the simple tactic of just spreading my superior infantry out in a long line. See you back on the campaign map.